Antigua, Guatemala is home to the most elegant fast food joints on the whole of planet Earth. It's also considered one of the most beautiful cities in the whole of Latin America. Join me as I visit the most elegant Starbucks on Earth. Stumble across a huge religious procession. Explore ruined churches and convents decimated by centuries of earthquakes. And take a trip around the craft and food markets of the wonderful, beautiful city of Antigua, Guatemala. It was a lovely sunny Sunday morning in the Parque Central, the central park at the heart of the city. And even though I'd seen it loads of times as I was planning my trip to Antigua, the Santa Catalina Arch just around the corner from Parque Central was just as beautiful as I imagined it was going to be, perfectly framing the magnificent Agua volcano which looms over the city. Just up the road, the La Merced Square was buzzing with activity, full of very colourful stalls selling food, handicrafts, and every type of souvenir that you can imagine. Alongside the square, the church of La Merced was completed in 1767 and is famous for its beautiful yellow facade. The church plays a major role in the Easter holidays and is the starting point for many processions. And it was also buzzing with activity on what I later found out was the second Sunday of Lent. The convent of La Merced lies right alongside the church. The Los Pescados fountain is one of the largest in colonial Latin America. The roof of the church provides great views of the rooftop itself, of the center of the city, of the hills and mountains around the city, and the magnificent Agua volcano. As I walked pretty aimlessly towards the east of town, I noticed one particular street that looked a lot busier than all the others. And that was when I came across my first ever street Alfombra. The Alfombras are amazing works of street art, made out of dyed sawdust, flower petals, wood shavings, palm leaves, and almost any type of fruit or vegetable that you could imagine. They can take weeks or months to design and prepare, creating all of the molds that will separate all of the different colors and elements. On the day of the procession, neighborhood or family groups gathered together and spent hours putting the alfombras together. But the life of an alfombra is a short one, as their whole purpose is to line the route of the processions, so as the processions pass, they inevitably destroy the beautiful alfombras.
We met them yesterday and seen loads of people walking in this direction. So I'm walking in this direction too. No idea where we're going.
And as it turned out, we were all heading to the church of Santa Inés de Montepulciano, where, by a stroke of enormous good luck, I was about to witness the beginning of the procession of Jesus Nazareno. Accompanied by the procession of the Virgen Santísima de los Dolores. As I walked back to the centre of town, I discovered that the procession would last 10 hours, from its starting point at 1 in the afternoon to its end at the same church at 11 o'clock in the evening. After having a little rest in the hotel, when I went back out into town at sunset, the procession was still underway. After seeing the procession pass by once again, I decided to go back to the Parque Central and soak up the Sunday evening atmosphere. Then I walked back under the Santa Catalina archway to visit the Plaza La Merced, which had been so busy when I'd visited in the morning. In the evening, it had been transformed into a huge food market, selling a wonderful choice of delicious Guatemalan specialities.
So after arriving yesterday, Sunday, and stumbling quite by chance across quite an important day in the religious calendar, today I am setting out on a walking tour, self-guided tour, which I found on the internet, of the ruins of Antigua, Guatemala, of which unfortunately there are very, very many, because this city has been hit by so many earthquakes over the centuries that there are many ruins lying around just waiting to be renovated. So many, in fact, that this one isn't even on the route.
Spooky. Antigua was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979, thanks to its extraordinary colonial architecture. The city has to comply with strict regulations on construction and development, and also on the signage that it uses for its restaurants and shops. Which means many familiar names have had to tone down their branding. And it's not only on the outside that things are different. The inside of many of these famous chains is also spectacular. This must be the most elegant Starbucks in the whole world. Opened in 2022, it became the 1,500th Starbucks store in Latin America. The Artisan market, or the craft market, is both an indoor and outdoor market just a few blocks from the main square, and is home to a huge choice of handicrafts, textiles, and souvenirs. And if, like me, you're not a huge fan of shopping, you can just come here to enjoy the atmosphere and all the beautiful colours. The Mercado Central, or Central Market, lies right alongside the Artisan Market and has a wide variety of goods, from fresh produce to household items to clothes, each of them in its own particular section of the market. The food section offers a huge choice of fruit, vegetables, meat and spices. So if you're a foodie, this is the place you have to come to discover local ingredients and maybe even get some inspiration for cooking traditional Guatemalan dishes. Seems a bit strange to refer to Antigua as a city, even if it is one. Town or village would seem like a better word. In large part, that's obviously due to the fact that almost all of the attractions are concentrated in the beautifully preserved centre, and also to the restrictions on traffic. Fairly strict compliance with the UNESCO regulations on development, signage and other things also give it an atmosphere which is nothing like a big city. But one of the biggest factors is the people of Antigua, going about their business alongside the hordes of tourists and always doing their best to make it an even more endearing and enchanting place to be.
So, last morning in Antigua, Guatemala, and it's a shame to have to leave because I really enjoyed my stay. I was really lucky to arrive here on Sunday and see all of the celebrations for the beginning of Lent, which was amazing. The streets were absolutely chock-a-block with people, tourists and people from other towns, I presume. The atmosphere was amazing, the alfombras were wonderful, the procession was amazing. Very lucky. But since then, the atmosphere obviously in Antigua has been completely different, much quieter, very nice vibe. There's a lot of tourists, but well, it's bearable because the city is so beautiful. It's lovely to walk around. Lovely people. I stayed here 5 days when I only planned to stay 3, and I could probably stay some more, but Globetrotting Grandad has to keep globetrotting. So I'm off now to catch a bus to Lake Artisan. Bye bye Antigua, Guatemala.